Hello and how are you? I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Duke Billingsley. I've been working in the IT field for the over 20 years, working in Agile for the last 7 years. I started out in the desktop support area, built my way up to where I am today, helping out teams mature within the Agile space and working with the leaders to improve on our Agile practices. I've worked for many companies over the years, and I love doing what I do working Agile. I love working with other people, collaborating with others, working with the stakeholders and end users to build a better product for our users to use over time, and also continuously improving on those products so we can keep our customers. One of the characteristics that I often get told that I have that prompts a lot of feedback is the empathy that I give for our customers, our team members, and our line of businesses. Coming from a help desk background, I get to hear all the problems that our customers have, and I do what I can to see if we can solve them or work through their problems. And that's carried me to being where I'm at today, working in Agile, working as a Scrum Master, as I try to help our teams mature and help our stakeholders and help our company mature. I listen to the problems that we have and I show empathy and I come and try to help the best I can to solve some of these issues, to help our customers, to help our line of business, do whatever I can to make sure that their job runs smoothly and our customers are happy in the back end. That is a great question. When I use metrics, I use it as a way to use it as a teaching tool to show where we're at right now and to use it for improvement, not for punishment. The metrics that I used when I was working with Wells Fargo was churn, predictability, and velocity. And we use those tools to find out where there's gaps in either our processes or where we can improve. After I gathered enough information, talking and seeing with the teams, we would come up with plans for improvement. And then once those plans were implemented, we would go over time to see how the team is doing by measuring the metrics and doing continuous improvement. But I only use metrics as a teaching tool, not as a punishment. Well, this is another great question. The biggest challenge that I had as an agilist was back when I was working with Velociter. We had a well loved employee who left the company, and I had to come in and fill the void. It was a difficult time. Everybody loved this person. She did a great job, but she moved on to a different company. And I came in to help stabilize and move our group into the next level. One of the things that I did to help with that is we had outings and I would talk with the teams, talk with the developers to see, to get an idea and to see where they find gaps in what we're doing. I would work with them, talk with them, show empathy again, and come up with a plan to move forward. I set up retrospectives so they give them an open space uh, to release their frustrations and to come up with plans to fix some of the issues that we had. But after I gained their trust, the Scrum team matured and we went to a next level and we turned out great products. Wow, another great question. The most technical team that I worked with was my team at Velociter. It was a trucking industry company, and they performed software called VTrack that tracked the drivers and set up their schedules for delivery. They used API calls and they used geofencing. They developed on iOS and they developed on Android and also had a web component. I used to talk with the architect, and he we had meetings, and he would go over the architecture and the backbones of the system, so I can get a better idea of what we're doing and get an idea of how type of user stories that we need to create or help drive the direction of where we're trying to go with that team. The developers were great. I did learn a lot from them. Um, Learning more than I ever have about trucking and how they develop those applications. But yes, that was the most technical team that I have ever worked with, even to this day. I hope this was a good idea of showing you my background, what drives me, what what I like about doing what I do, working with an agile and a scrum. I hope this gives you a brief background of what I like to do and who I am.